Is product more art or science? And what would you say it would be if you had to like rank it 70-30, 80-20?
Yeah, I've heard you ask this question of a number of product leaders over the last year or so, from Gustav to Kevin Weil and others, um, and I've liked their answers. I'll give you my take on the answer. I have tried, and we have tried at Nubank, especially over the last 3 years, to make it as scientific as we possibly can, and we've pushed the envelope, and I think there's still further to go. I think you can make it 90% science. The thing about product management is it's a pretty new discipline. When an engineer shows up at a tech company or a salesperson shows up at a tech company, they kind of know what the job is. When I showed up at Google in 2006, no one really had a definition for what a product manager was. They showed you where the bathroom was, and then they sort of dropped you in a team and said, go. And over the last 15 years, and you've had Marty Kagan and others on, it's become gradually more scientific. And so I think we can make it, and we're on the cusp of making it. I don't think we're quite there, but I think we're on the cusp of making it 90% science. What is the science of understanding product market fit? How do you make it metrics driven more than like gut feel? Having said that, I think the last 10% and the most important 10% and the 10% that makes all of the difference is still art. And once you get the science, you get like to the start line of having a shot at winning the race. But it's the 10% of art that is how you win that race.
What is in the art? If we're in the science and we're like determining product market fit, all of the kind of metricized elements that we now have with the data tools that we have, what is
Yeah.
in the 10% of art still?
Yeah, and I'm still figuring out the answer to that question every day, learning from my team every day. But I think the heart of it, and it's the hardest part to make scientific, is the empathy with the customer. What is that specific thing that we're going to focus on that creates the magic for them, that really taps into a deeply unmet need? The thing is, and the pitfall is, you can do customer research. You can go ask customers. But I tell the product team at Nubank all the time, we are not in the business of taking dictation from our customers. Because if we were, we would just send the engineer instead of us. And we'd no need for the middleman. We have to listen to the customer, better yet, observe the customer to interpret what their unmet need is and what the hierarchy of those unmet needs are and where the magic is. And then you apply business filters and everything else to see if there's, profit to be had. But that empathy and that intuition for where the real unmet need is something that is very hard to make scientific, and is something that, you can be called with the official title of product manager, or you can be a guy named David Velez, who isn't technically a product manager, but came up with a magical idea 10 years ago, and just had that intuition for where the pain was, that was sharp, and that would create this visceral reaction from the Brazilian consumer. And that is hard to replicate.